Our blog section is complete except the single blog post page. Let's see how a single blog post looks at the moment. And this is how I want this page to look like. Very clean, very professional. Since this page also has a 2-column layout, like the blog posts and blog categories archive, let's open one of them from where we'll copy some stuff. I'll now add a new template of type single post and call it single post. You can specify any name you want. If you look at this page carefully, you'll notice there is no title bar. We'll have the post's title in the left column, so there is no need to copy the title bar. Let's only copy this section and paste it into our template. We don't need this archive posts widget on this template, so let's delete it. I'll publish the template and apply this to all posts and hit save. Reload this blog post to see if the template has been applied. Yes, it has. Let's start adding widgets to the left column. And let's start with a post title. You can either add the post title widget or add a heading and then use the dynamic tag for post's title. I'll adjust the font size for all devices. And set its margin and padding to 0. Below this heading, I'll add a text editor and write my name. Adjust its font size and font weight and have a top margin of -5 pixels to move it upwards slightly. Let's add another text editor and set its top margin to -20 pixels. For font size, I'll go with 15 pixels, and for content, I'll use a dynamic tag to display the date when the post was last modified. You can change the format in which date is displayed and also have some text before or after it. Now we want to display the post's excerpt with a gray background and some padding around it. To do that, I'll add an inner section and have only one column inside it. Set its content width to full width, margin to 0, and padding to 15 pixels on all sides. For the background color, select whatever you want. Let's now add a post excerpt widget inside this inner section. Set its font size to 15 pixels and margin and padding to 0. Reload the front end. There you see widgets being added to the left column. Below the posts excerpt, we want to have the post's featured image. And to do that, let's add a featured image widget. Set the image size to full and margin and padding to 0. Below the featured image, we want post's main content to appear. For that, let's add a post content widget. And hit update. If you reload the blog post now, the layout looks complete. So let me close this and show you how to add content to a blog post. Open any blog post to which you want to add content. Delete this snippet that we added earlier to the Gutenberg editor. Hit update and edit the post with Elementor. What you see here is being fetched from the single post template. And below this stuff, we need to add content specific to this blog post. Let's add a section and set its content width to full width and margin and padding to 0. Also, set the margin and padding to 0 for this column. Now you can add any widget and design the blog post to your liking. For example, you can add a text editor, set its font size to anything you like. I'll copy this snippet from here and adjust the font size. So what widgets you need depends on your specific requirements. You can design each blog post individually using Elementor to have the look and feel you want. Once done, hit update and reload the blog post. Looks super clean. And the layout is fully responsive. What I normally do is design one blog post, call it template, and keep it as a draft so that it is not visible on the front end. Whenever I need to add a new blog post, I simply clone this template post and edit its title. I keep it as a draft until I put all the content inside it. To edit the content, I edit the post with Elementor. Include whatever widgets I want and then publish the post. This is how I handle blogging on my websites. With this, we have wrapped up our blog section. We created 3 templates, one for the blog posts archive, one for blog categories archive, and one for single post. All our website pages are now complete. The only thing left is our forms. We'll create the contact form and embed it on the contact page in the next video.